Governor Tim Walz aimed to discredit the Democrats' aristocratic reputation on day 3. Oprah Winfrey, however, was another celebrity who captivated the audience with her plea for decency and common sense. On this night filled with past and future presidents, there was also the primetime premiere of Governor Tim Walz, accompanied by supporters from the high school football team he used to coach. On the third day of the national convention, Democrats honored Mr. Walz's home state of Minnesota with a unique tribute to the musician once known as Prince, as well as a visit from Senator Amy Klobuchar. However, the evening demonstrated that fame still counts in politics and other fields. Here are a few standouts. For a brief period on Wednesday evening, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz was referred to as a man who could push your car out of a snowbank, a hunter who braves 10-degree temperatures to hang out in a deer stand, and the dad in plaid. Then the DNC organizers, who have been putting a lot of effort into portraying Mr. Walz as the epitome of amiable manhood, unveiled the heavy guns. Whoa. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Whoa. I'm grateful. First of all, I would want to thank Vice President Harris. I appreciate you believing in me and asking me to be a part of this amazing campaign. In a high-stakes speech officially receiving the vice presidential selection on Wednesday night, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz pitched himself as a bridge to disenchanted Americans who see the Democratic Party as a stronghold of coastal elitism. Former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan directly appealed to his fellow Republicans to back the Harris-Walz ticket on Wednesday, claiming that outgoing President Donald J. Trump directly threatens democracy and upholds ideals at odds with those of mainstream conservatism. At the party's Chicago convention, Mr. Duncan received a standing ovation for his patriotic defense of the Democratic ticket. Mr. Walz reiterated an attack line that was frequently used when cautioning against electing former President Donald J. Trump. However, it remains a forecast as to whether the Trump-Vance government will repeal the Affordable Care Act. It is noteworthy, however, that during this campaign, Mr. Trump has made a number of evasive and unclear remarks regarding the health care law. He has stated on occasion that he would not repeal the health care bill, despite his continued criticism of it as an expensive disaster. Following a succinct speech peppered with numerous sports allusions and passionate pleas for his party to scrape by in November, Walz's family came on stage to exchange many hugs and waves. He maintained a strong level of energy despite the formidable acts of Oprah Winfrey and the Obamas. In a tribute to the theme of the evening, freedom, Walz leaves to the Neil Young hit, "Rockin' in the Free World." Walz attempts to rein in the overconfidence that occasionally seems to be running wild in the United Center by bringing a little realism to the delight. The fourth quarter is underway. He declared, "We're on a fence, but we're down a field goal." The Harris campaign is heavily using his time as a coach. As the audience raises "Coach Walz" signs, he concludes his speech with a pep talk on how the election is in its fourth quarter. With his performance tonight and in the 2 weeks before he signed on with the Harris ticket, it is amazing that Walz was so unknown outside of Minnesota until a month ago. With numerous football allusions, Walz addresses the assembly, saying, "I haven't given a lot of big speeches like this, but I have given a lot of pep talks. We have to perform the blocking and tackling in the trenches. Forward it to your indecisive family members," Walz remarks, going over the salient points of Harris's platform. Kenan Thompson, the cast member with the longest tenure in Saturday Night Live history, walked onto the stage on Wednesday night brandishing an oversized book that he pounded onto the podium. The book was an exaggerated version of Project 2025, a divisive collection of conservative policy recommendations that Democrats have been pushing all week as a platform for the next Republican president. "Remember this large, ancient book from back then?" Mr. Thompson called for thunderous applause from the audience. "Have you ever seen a paper that has the power to simultaneously destroy democracy and a little animal? This is it." As Walz told his family that they were everything to him, his son Gus got to his feet, sobbing and mouthing the words, "That's my dad." Walz was seen as a moderate Democrat from a conservative district while he served in Congress. In his 2018 gubernatorial campaign, he faced opposition from more left-wing contenders in the primary. Progressives only began to view Walz as a hero last year, when Democrats took control of the Minnesota legislature and he signed a number of laws that they had long sought to adopt. Thus far, this speech resembles a lot of what Walz has been saying at rallies. His personal opinion of Midwestern values in relation to personal freedoms is reiterated, but he is less in the pep rally style and is little more serious tonight about what he feels is at risk in November. "Mind your own damn business. the delegates in the arena definitely connect with the speaker's repeated use of the term joy, including waltz. However, joyful warrior initiatives haven't always been effective. In the 2020 primary, candidates who openly expressed their excitement, such as Cory Booker, were defeated by the more measured Joe Biden. The triumphant 2016 campaign of Donald Trump was devoid of enthusiasm.